Second down, they'll go to the air. Bring in the heat. Passes incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they can maybe confuse this QB.
Third and short from the 26. Pretty easy field goal range, but they'd love to pick up the first. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete. Good tackle there to stop him short of the first down. It'll bring up a big decision. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. And in the waning seconds of the first half, they'll try to put up 3 before going to the break. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. And that will extend their lead even further. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. And the Horned Frogs will boot away to start the second half. They'll bring it back from inside the spot. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Adjustments at halftime as they try to build on this lead here in the third. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great team defense on that one. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D-linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. To the air on second down. And that one had some juice on it, but it's incomplete.
Well, that's one the offense would love to have back. That's a play they practice over and over and over. They feel like they can run that play in their sleep. Not able to connect there.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. The sure hand, it's Peace. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down.
A nice job of awareness on defense there on that 3rd down. You know, you're expecting the offense to throw the football, but it's not just going to be receivers or tight ends you got to worry about. You got to keep your eye on where that running back is. They knew exactly where he would be, and they were able to make the tackle setting up for him.
TCU has it back and the Horned Frogs go on offense. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Picked off. What a way to set him up. Trying to take it back. And he's going to score on the interception.
And what a great job on the linebacker that time. He's got his eyes on the quarterback, sitting in zone coverage. QB stared his target down. Not only does he pick it off, but he shows you the athleticism, taking it back all the way for a touchdown.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, a couple of Mountain West teams colliding in a game that could have some implications. UNLV is currently working from behind. But how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you just never know. They're trailing by just 4 to Nevada. Just another week in the Mountain West where the only constant is chaos. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do have it, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Got stuck on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Under fire. And he is snowed. Sacked at the 7.
And if this offense wants to get back in the football game, it starts up front. Like, they've got to do a better job of protecting their quarterback. A 3rd down and long situation coming up. They'll have another opportunity. They got to keep their quarterback up.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Intercepted, the defense has set him up. Takes it the other way. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
And this defense comes up with a big play, and not just the break on the ball and catch nice hands in the INT, but taking it almost all the way back for a touchdown, and this offense licking their chops on the 1-yard line, ready to punch this in.
And the offense certainly with an opportunity it couldn't have expected with a 1st and goal after the pick. They'll try to get it in with the run. Stop behind the line, he'll lose a yard.
Nice job by this defense. Listen, you got to understand, they're going to run the football. They're going to try to milk the clock, Jesse. They got the huge lead.
Haven't been a lot of good plays for this defense in this game so far, so can they build on that one? Can they create some turnovers here in the second half to get back in this game?
Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? They'll move the wide receiver. Back to pass on 2nd down. And the pass is broken up, incomplete, but there is a penalty flag on the field, and they may be throwing it in reverse. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal?
Flag. 221 wing. 221 wing.
Oops, someone moved a little bit early. Offense going to pick up a 5-yard penalty. Not much of a decision to make there. The defense will move them back. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal?
Set. Ready. Music now. Music now.
Wants to go up top. Catch in the middle. It's Montgomery. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You got to be aggressive, and you got to make tackles.
This defense was put in a difficult spot, but they've made it tough, and now the offense faces 3rd and goal.
22 water. 22 water.
They'll move the tight end. Wants to fire it in the end zone on 3rd and goal. Right out, trying to get it.
underway.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. TCU has it back in the Horned Frogs go on offense. It's a good thing to be charitable, Jesse, but I think the last couple of drives might be overdoing it a bit.
I agree, and I think at this point, Dave, with the quarterback here, he's got to be a CEO, and he's got to really get his guys settled down. A couple turnovers in a row now. They've got to find a rhythm.
CEO, a.k.a. don't screw it up, young man. That's what it sounds like on the sidelines with the coaches. You got to stop turning the football over.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. The sure hands. It's McMillan. He's brought down quickly. Mental gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
What's important in this game, this offense gets the running back involved out in the perimeter of space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
They'll try to get him through the air. Unloads it left. Kick it right. Makes the connection there before that it will go too much.
Defense, guys, one of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense predictable, having to throw in these types of situations so they can adjust accordingly, and that's what they're doing right now. Their coverage is being dictated by the scoreboard. They're going to make it really, really hard on this quarterback here in the second half to throw anything.
Down and sets them up beautifully here. And the Longhorns have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. Motion from the wideout. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
This is an offense that prides himself on being physical, so you need 1 yard, just hand it off to your back and let him go to work.
See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. The give to the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right, things that they got to do more consistently. Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver, he's going to be thinking twice about running that out of there.
deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Great job by the defense dialing out some pressure on third down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
The Longhorns line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out by the time they have the ball. They shut it down quickly, but he gets 2 out to the 18.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first. On third down, going up, catching the football, understanding where you're at, now getting a fresh set of downs. Nice play by the receiver.
The Horned Frogs come to the line with a new set of downs. They go to the ground. Pretty good job of running to get 2 there to the 32.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Back to pass. And the pass is incomplete. Jarred loose by the hit.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football. And they knew coming into this game that he had to get touches. But you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
It'll be 3rd and long. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. Pocket breaking down. Pass rush gets him down at the 23.
And I wish I could bring you some hope, but man, this defense again, you know, they already got the lead. They got their ears pinned back. They're rushing the quarterback. I know this one's over, but offensively, let's find a way to protect our guy, put something together. Maybe we find a way to make this respectable at some point in the football game.
Looking for room. It's Peace. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive. Stick your foot in the ground. Pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the 4th. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza.
Strychnine beat.
To the ground with the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but
defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Let's it fly. He's open on the right. He gets it to the 31-yard line. A big play for this offense.
And they've been fun to watch today. And they've been staying aggressive late in the game. They've built a cushion. They've built a lead. But you can just tell the confidence and the swagger they have. They've been able to do what they want today, take care of business. And this is an offense that I think is going to continue to grow.
They get him off his feet after a pickup of 5 down to the 25.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
And the Longhorns can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Off the play fake. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up in pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
Wide receiver comes in motion. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. From the comfort of the pocket, he fires it to the right. Picked off! What a play by this defense! And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big goal. Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it, but the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
Just missed his man, gave him just a little too much.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback in this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync. And that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He lofts one down the sideline. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. And the Horned Frogs will punt this one away. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. Let's see what he can do with it. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative and play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Think about it, those guys on the move, man. He's already flying so fast, and I got to adjust my angle as a DB and make sure I keep outside contained, and it's just a really easy play to run to get positive yards, especially in a situation like that where you're looking for the 1st down. You run that play, you get it. Nice, easy breezy.
Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the 1st down.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in step. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
The Longhorns with myriad options after that big pickup on first down.
Here we go, sack.
Holds and fires complete. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. The Longhorns are rolling down the field.
Here we go, here we go.
Quick completion to the right. That's a fumble. And they put it on the track, but it goes out of bounds.
You talk about how it's feeling. When you're the guy who fumbled and you're watching that thing roll towards the sidelines, you're like, please get out of bounds, and it does. Tell you what, the offense has the lead. That was a big-time play for that thing to get out of bounds and not cost them a turnover.
And the Longhorns kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. The handoff keeps working on that clock. Noses his way forward. Maybe gets one. They'll mark it at the 18.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the front.
Didn't get much done on that line. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they're after him. Call over the middle. It's Flanagan. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be first and goal from there.
And that's a really good example. The quarterback and his intended target both being on the same page. The timing was almost perfect on that play. That's why they were able to convert the third down, now setting up first and goal.
The Longhorns trying to cash it in on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. They've had a great day today.
Wide receiver going in motion. Tries again to get it in. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
They'll try to run it in. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And it doesn't matter what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the fourth quarter.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. They went 54 yards on that last touchdown drive. And finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. The returner will field it and try to get some field position. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Complete to the right. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Well, this offense has not put their best product on the field today. They've got no points to show for any of their efforts so far, but they've still got a chance. But if it's going to happen, it has to happen now in this 2-minute situation. This is where their playmakers need to step up.
Beautifully thrown ball. Terrific catch, and they'll have the first down.
And this offense has not had much to cheer about. There's something right there. Let's see if they can string a couple of plays together. Listen, this game's probably over, but this offense has got to find some kind of a rhythm, something they can hang their hat on so that moving forward, this offense has an identity.
Wants to throw on first down. Blasted as he lets it go. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go. All right, guys, let's think a little bit about big picture TCU. He's been under pressure all season, and they really haven't done much to turn down that heat. And it's just hard to imagine that this guy will be back leading this program next year.
Yeah, you want to see him finish strong, and I think Coach needs to finish strong. All the negativity swirling around the program, obviously, you hear it. It's a part of it. The kids hear it, but finishing strong would kind of eat.
And it's picked off for the third time today. Looking for more room. And he has brought that after the interception. And the Cubs like zero here in the fourth quarter. Each side eats every wretched play the other sucks into their greedy lungs. Figuratively speaking, of course, and when you win,
To be able to brag, to be able to text message your buddies, to be able to post stuff on social media, it's a lot of fun. I think fans like it more than anybody, but it's something that every year you have a couple games start. This was one of them, Jesse. They took care of business, and now you move on to the next.
They really did. We saw some great individual efforts in this game by the winning team, too. So cool to see some of these players that have had terrific collegiate careers make some of the biggest plays of their lives in this game, in a rivalry game that just means so much. This was a fun one to call.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David